Oh, hey guys, welcome to Tall Tales with Taco Bell. The other night, I'm just perusing Facebook Marketplace, which I like to look at, and of course, the algorithms have me nailed. Anything Marine Corps, any kind of Hummer parts, militaria, something will come up. But the other weakness I have are for old cars, and my dream car, if I had some money, would be like this is very simple, honey. Telling my wife if she's watching this, a 1972 Opel GT sports car. That's that's like I always love that car. So anyway, from there I start looking at other cars and vehicles, and all of a sudden something caught my eye, and it was the kit car from Knight Rider. And for those of us that are in there almost 60 years old, you remember that window in the 80s, the 70s, and the 80s, and all the really cool cars and TV shows that were associated with those vehicles. So now, as an older guy, you kind of have some money and you sit there and go, I have six Hummers. I could sell all the Hummers and buy this car, which would be kind of cool, but it was fully decked out. And when I posted it on Facebook, all of a sudden I got a message from a buddy of mine, and Chris Johnson's like, "Hey man, thanks for sharing this." And all of a sudden I was like, "Duh, that's right." Chris worked for Bob's Prop Shop. Well, still works and works on vehicles, and they literally can recreate one of those movie vehicles down to the spacing on the lettering on something. I mean, these guys make such accurate replicas that you could sit in the original from the movie and sit in one of these and you would know no difference. It is so awesome. So I did a video a while back, a few years ago, with my buddies down in Australia, and they were building full size replica Viper spaceships from the original 1978 television show and also the 2014 or 2004 reboot. So I got to tell you, people that have this ability and that talent just blow me away. So without further ado, I'd like to bring my buddy Chris up. Chris, how are you
Hey,
doing,
Taco.
brother?
I'm doing great. Good
Man,
seeing
what
you and
an honor.
actually getting to talk face to face for after a while.
Dude, it's been 10 years. I mean, you think about it,
Yeah.
you were helping me load the Ferret onto the trailer as we were leaving Bob's prop shop from that TV show that we did 10 years ago. Hard
Yeah.
to
Isn't
believe.
that crazy? It just
Yeah.
doesn't seem like it was that long ago because that was a lot of fun that day. And I was like, yes, I get to ride in the Ferret.
Yeah. 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 Take you out in that. Um, you know, take how did you get involved in this kind of stuff?
With Bob, me and him had a mutual friend, Vinnie Paul.
Mhm.
And I'd already kind of, seen Bob around the music scene and all that. And at Vinny's house one night, we started talking and chatting and, got to be friends. And then he started talking about his Trans Ams and his DeLorean and things like that. And I was like, hey man, if anything ever breaks down, just let me know. I can fix it for you. I can, work on engines. I can do electrical. I do all this. And he was like, really? So he goes, okay. He goes, so I've got my regular job that's really boring. Nobody wants to hear about that. But
Insurance adjuster, but that's
yeah.
cool. Everyone likes to check.
And oh yeah, I'm the good guy. I get the right checks.
Yeah.
And you know, he called me one day and was like, "Hey man, I'm renting this shop space in Duncanville." And he goes, I finally got me a like just a little 1,000 square foot shop at the end of this building that's got 5 bays, which you've been there, you know how it's laid
Yeah,
out. I
let's see
think you
if
might
I've
have a
got a
picture of it.
yeah, if I can find a picture here.
But he needed some help. So I think it was he, I, and
There it is.
possibly Fry. Yep, there you go. And the now that's what we call Bay One, Bay Two, and then next to that's Bay Three, Bay Four, and then what we call the Ecto Bay, which is
Uh-huh.
the one that we actually originally started in. And
Oh,
man, I think Bob said 15 years ago.
Uh-huh.
which I find it really hard to believe, but yeah, he said we've been, so we just started in there, and I think it was, car technically car 1 because it was the first car we built there, but it was his existing car that we were just, finishing up making it look better,
What was it?
and
Was it originally the DeLorean? One of
yes.
these?
Yeah, it was one of those, it was very compared to what we do now, it was very rudimentary. We ended up, we sold that one. I don't even remember where that one went, but it was we um, now we take the back window out. We build a bulkhead. We have a custom bulkhead and all that we put in there
Right.
that we made weatherproof. Now in the movie they didn't worry about it because it's just a movie car.
Yeah.
So the bulkhead was 3 pieces, and there was an opening down into the fuse block area and into the car, like right. I can't
See
point.
if I got a better
I'm like
picture.
trying to
Right
point,
there.
but yeah, right in that area where those green tubes, the helicopter, those are the tubes that go on the plate for the rotor, for
Uh-huh.
the top rotor and
Uh-huh.
or main rotor, and right in front of that was just a hole.
Huh.
And now we couldn't do that with our cars, so we originally, like on Bob's, like I think the first 5 or 6 cars, we
Mhm.
left the back window in and we just glued a piece of aluminum to it so that it just had aluminum. And then we kind of bolted stuff to it as we could and glued stuff to it. But now we physically take the window out. It's all weather sealed. We put rubber weather seal on it,
Uh-huh.
and then everything bolts onto the back. And then the flux capacitor bolts through the bulkhead into the outside. And literally, if you took the windshield out, you could put a hook on the flux capacitor and pull the car with it. That's how strong that the whole system is.
Wow. How are you able to access the engine?
Oh, it's easy. You just lift the. Now this car, I'm trying to look. This car may have the original screen accurate vents on it. And what I did is my background engineering and all. I've got a desktop here at home that has Pro E and AutoCAD and all that on it.
Mhm.
So I drew all these vents up in AutoCAD, and then created files so they could be cut out with a plasma cutter on a
Right.
table. But that bottom part there, by somebody's feet, you can kind of see that dark spot hanging down.
Yeah.
That unbolts, and at least this is on the old ones. That
Uh-huh.
unbolts. You just lift the whole thing up. You have to be very careful though, but you can
Oh.
lift it up and prop it, and then you can get to the engine.
Oh, okay. So if you had to
He
do maintenance or any oil change or anything?
Right, and it's but you don't have a lot of room to work,
Mhm.
but it's it's enough to be able to do what you need to do. Now, if you had to do anything major, you can unbolt the vents and take them off.
Now, how did you guys recreate all of the electronics and all the doodads that they have up there? Photos? And
So the now for the last, oh man, quite a few years, 12, 13 years or more. Bob used to build all this, the time switch, the time circuits, all of that.
Mhm.
And now we buy them from a guy in France.
Oh,
Uh,
really?
yeah, everybody buys their time circuits. The whole interior part, the you see the plutonium gauges there in the back,
Yeah.
and the time circuit, and then the time switch and the speedometer. That all comes from a guy in France.
Huh. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So he recreates his stuff for everybody around the world.
Yes.
And how do the
And
cars drive? I mean, I remember the song from the guy that played Biff is a pretty funny comedian actually, and he had a song about yes, no, I never talked to my Crispin. Yes, the time machine was a piece of shit. You know,
yeah,
the DeLorean broke down was a piece of shit, something like that. So, how does it run now? You guys have a no kidding good, solid working car, right?
yeah. If we buy a car and then convert it, we try to go through it, fix all the things that we can, but it's still a DeLorean. So my big story is one time we had a little incident with a little, got a little warm around the fuse block, and I think they called it a fire. But got that put out, and I went to rewire it, and we have an actual DeLorean manufacturer, one of the books, the build books from the plant. So I start looking through there, looking, tracing all the wiring down, and none of the wiring matched. Nothing had the same color as what I was dealing with.
How'd you
So
fix that?
I literally had to start ripping stuff apart. And believe it or not, we were on a video shoot when this happened for a
Oh,
music video. Yeah. So we're racking up money and time, and I'm sitting
oh,
there just thrashing away at it, trying to fix it. And I just started ripping the wire bundles apart, and I started back tracing them, and I had my meter there. So Bob was on
yeah.
one end touching an end of a wire, and I was on the other end, and we finally, it took us, I think I got it fixed in like 30 minutes. It
Holy
was pretty
crap,
fast.
that's
They
awesome.
thought it probably should have taken an hour or more, but I believe I fixed it in 30 minutes because I finished it and we re-energized it and caught on fire again. That's the only reason it took 30 minutes. So I had to fix it twice. But anybody that
Hey,
owns a DeLorean out there, you know what I'm talking about. It's
really? So, I mean, do the owners usually is there a guy like in the Dallas area who specializes in DeLorean engines and whatnot?
no, not really. Pretty much that would be probably me. It's
Nice.
I mean, it's just a Renault Volvo motor out of a
Oh,
old 80s, early 80s, I think late 70s. Just a basic V6 Volvo engine with the Bosch K-tronic fuel injection on it.
okay.
So it's you know, it's not a hard motor to work on. It's just got
Mhm.
intricacies on it that you just have to kind of know what you're doing with it, which Bob taught me a lot about them because he's owned so many of them even before I met him that, he already knew how to fix certain things. He said, no, just do this and put a jumper there and it'll work.
Well, how did he get involved in building the time machine? Just
I
something
think
he
he's
decided to
a fan
do?
like anybody else. He's just a fan of the movie.
Yeah.
He's, it's like me and him joke around about, we're these rock and roller guys that hang out with all these rock stars, but we're just a couple of nerds that geek out about, movie stuff and all that. And, uh, so that's about all I can say is that's just how you know, he, just like us, just, a
And
kid, an adult kid.
an adult kid, a 60-year-old kid with a, 16-year-old brain.
That's
Um,
it.
what does a DeLorean go for?
Ooh.
I mean, if you were to buy that from Bob's shop, I mean, 75, 80,000, 120,000. What do they
Keep
go for nowadays? Keep going?
we usually, I believe the last one we listed was, I think 160-ish.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's some FU money to if you had that kind of money,
Oh
win the
yeah.
lotto, hey, I'm just gonna buy me a Bob's DeLorean because it's damn cool.
Yeah. And the problem is the reason they're so expensive now is, uh, if you buy a junker DeLorean now, it's 35, 40,000.
Right.
A good running one, they're 90, 80, 90, 100,000 before you even convert it.
Wow. No way.
And the conversion's 50, 60 grand, depending on
So
what you,
that's why I've seen at car shows and whatnot, a DeLorean shows up, it's still stock. They might put a little flux capacitor thing in there just
yeah.
for fun, but they don't have all the accoutrements on there like you guys do.
No, because a lot of guys don't want to drill on their cars because you do have to cut things and drill holes and stuff. And
Yeah.
uh, I know there's guys that are working on perfecting being able to glue things on the car
Mhm.
that won't come off at speed, but that's, I
Yeah.
still think that being viable is quite a ways off.
Yeah, but if you own a car like that, I mean, I guarantee you they show up on a trailer or in a trailer, right?
Yes.
Well, on a trailer to an event, and then they drive it off, drive into the car show or whatever. That right there, Like when I would show up at a car show in the Ferret or the Fox, people just stop what they're doing. They come over to go look at the military stuff. And then my buddy got me into Hummers. My best friend Michael got me going on Humvees. He had a fully stocked, looked like was stolen out of Iraq, with a 50 on the front, 50 on the back, 60 on the side, tow missile system. They parked us at these Cars and Coffee right next to all the Ferraris and Lamborghinis. Everybody's walking down to check out the military stuff.
Oh yeah.
Um, so I guarantee you that I'm into that. I'm into having not the Ferrari or the Lamborghini, but something that is unique, cool, head turner, but you can also sit in it and appreciate it. Um, but that would be those cars to show up at an event with this right here. I mean, look at that. You guys even have smoke coming out the back.
Oh yeah, and I did send you some pictures of the fog machine system that
Oh, is
I
that?
designed for the car. Oh yeah, yeah. If you go back
Yeah.
one, this
Yeah.
is the car that we sold on Auction Kings to a
Uh,
collector up in
uh
Chicago. We ended up buying it back eventually, but you'll notice that the like now we use LEDs in it, and we did use LEDs before this, but that car has real neon in it. Those are real glass neon tubes, just like the movie car. That's why that picture has that blue glow to it. That's why everybody thinks that the car in the movie had blue lights on it, that it was blue
yeah.
neon, but it wasn't. That's just the way that the white neon shows up on camera. Now there it looks white,
Yeah. But it's the
but
same car, same just different angle
right.
with a little bit of light hitting it. I bet
And
that looks so sharp at night.
oh yeah, this was at golden hour in the evening,
Mhm.
right at dusk. And but yeah, at night that thing just glows like crazy.
Golly, and so you've got the smoke machine in the back.
Oh,
Is
this
that?
is the
Oh, no,
Knight
that's
Rider. Yeah, this
Knight
is
Rider.
it.
What is that?
That's the prop battery. That's a big lithium ion battery with a battery charger on it that runs all the props. That'll run the props nonstop for almost 2 days,
Oh, wow.
including the scanner on the front.
So you don't have to worry about running your batteries down on the car.
No, it's not connected to the actual car, but nothing is
Yeah.
except for the car. Well, the front driving lights, those
Uh-huh.
are connected to the car, but that's it.
God, you know what? I don't, talk about this working on the, kit car real quick, and I'm gonna blow you up, and I'm gonna get the interior shot that I thought was really cool.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, talk about the working on the kit cars.
Oh,
Y
are you gonna put the
Yeah,
picture?
yeah, yeah, no, I'm telling you, asking you. What
I
was it
thought you
like?
were gonna put the picture up, and I was gonna kind of describe stuff.
Yeah,
So
no, I gotta get it.
that one, that's actually a really fun car because the one that we just finished, the one that you posted, has an LS1 in it,
Yeah.
so you can get in
Ooh,
that thing, turn the key, and go. It's a goer. It's not like a DeLorean. You don't have to worry about anything. You just turn the key and go. So that one's
yeah,
a lot of fun to get out and drive around and be able to go do things. And plus, when you park somewhere in that, you can just lock the door and walk off, and nobody's going to steal anything off of it because there's nothing really on the outside of it to steal, like a time machine.
right.
But working on those is the big job is Omar at the shop, which you met Omar a long time ago. I don't know if you remember him or not, but
Yeah.
he does he's the casting guy. He does all the castings, and he also, you kind of think I'd do it since I'm the big electrical guy that worked at Boeing and everything. But yeah, this one, that whole dash, Omar puts he took that thing, and it's a fiberglass dash. You buy it, and the steering wheel you buy, all those components you buy, everything with buttons on it.
You mean somebody
So
makes this specifically for Knight Rider?
yes, and the electronics too. There's a guy in Italy now that makes the electronics for it that are really amazing, and those are LCD screens,
Uh-huh.
so they're not the old. We do have a dash with the old CRT TVs in it, but It
Wow.
it just sits down in the ecto bay. But yeah, you get the dash, you get everything, you have to clean it up because molding process isn't always perfect with fiberglass.
Right.
So Omar will go through, he'll sand it, he'll fill scratches, then he'll paint it. And then the big job is he has to install all of the electronics. Everything you see there, he has to install in that dash.
Holy
And he
crap.
wires it up. And what he does is he gets everything wired up. And then while he's doing that, I work on the dash and I pull the factory dash out. And then what you do is you connect wires to the cluster, to the instrument cluster, that then connect to the kit dash, because that all works. The speedometers, the GPS, you can see
Yeah.
way in the background, you can see the GPS, uh, the antenna back there, but the tachometer works,
Yeah.
the temperature, the fuel, not fuel pressure, fuel gauge, the oil pressure, all that works.
And so
And
now with that L1 engine in it, this thing can really hum, can it?
oh yeah, it goes. Um, if you go to the Bob's Prop Shop Facebook page, Bob's got
Uh-huh.
a video of it. And actually, I think the link you shared on your page may have a video in it where it's lighting the tires up in Mexico, of course.
Is it
But
down in Mexico right now?
yeah, yeah, because you drive like that, it's always in Mexico. Wink, wink. But yeah, this thing will get up and go, and it gets a lot of attention too. When I was out test driving it, going down 67 towards Midlothian,
Yeah.
when I'm driving, I'm looking at gauges, I'm concentrating, I'm trying not to make sure nobody hits me, and
Yeah.
then all of a sudden, people next to you, you notice a car is just camping there. They're just camping right there, and then they honk at you, and you look over, and they're like videoing you and waving, and they're like, "Hey, yeah," just like that. The one guy was like, "Yeah," and he's in a Shelby Mustang, a brand new Shelby. It almost looked like a King Cobra. It was the black and gray with the huge hood on it.
Uh-huh.
So there's a guy, sitting there in $100,000 car, giving you a thumbs up in the Night Rider from 40 years ago.
Yeah, but it's cool. I mean,
you know.
now are these license plates they make for like a car show, right? You put that plate on?
Yes. Yeah, and it's a real aluminum pressed. The guy that makes it, man, he's a friend of Bob's. He's a big YouTuber.
Uh-huh.
He's involved with VinWiki. If you ever watch VinWiki, if you're a big car guy, um, he's on VinWiki a lot. But he bought an old auction license plate machine eons ago. So
I
he
think I've
makes.
seen that guy.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm trying to remember his name. I
I've
feel
seen I've
bad
seen the
because
service because you can have any state, any manufacturer, you can do your license plates up.
yeah, and
I
he'll
think he
put
does it for the
anything on it.
movies and
Yeah, he
stuff.
does. Yeah, he does. He's a big guy for the movies. He gets a lot of orders for fake movie plates. But
Yeah.
he makes all those. He makes our time machine plates too. He makes all that.
Do I have it?
The out of time and
Yeah,
uh,
the picture didn't turn out. I don't think I have that. I don't think I have that plate, but
uh
I did
yeah, and I didn't even think about sending you one, but
I did take a picture of that, the
oh yeah, the
Speed
speed
Racer.
racer. Yeah,
I love that car, man. And
oh yeah,
then
that's a cool one.
oh,
Oh yeah,
Ecto
he
One.
makes that. Yeah, he makes the Ecto One plate.
So talk about the Ecto One. Here's a picture of it. Everybody in the '80s that was a big fan of Ghostbusters. There is the Ectomobile. What year is that? A
It's a
65?
60. Yeah,
60.
it's a 60. And I believe, man, it's been so long. I believe that's a real Miller Meteor, but it's not it's a 60 instead of a 59 like in the movie.
Uh-huh.
Uh, but the only difference between them is the fins.
Right.
Um, and you can actually take one of these and cut the rear fenders off and weld 59 fenders on it. You can't tell the difference.
Well, still, I wouldn't be able to know the difference between the movie one and this. I mean, this looked exactly the same.
Oh yeah,
Again,
aesthetically, paint job, stickers, props, everything. Yeah, is exact, or pretty exact to what the movie was.
How
Um,
hard was it to build this thing?
it's funny. It's mainly the restoration, like getting the car
Mm,
running right, getting the
mhm.
getting all the drivetrain put together. Uh, Prop wise, it's not that bad. Now the rack, um, I can't remember if Fry welded this rack. I mean, you're talking this car. I think I assembled that car. It was already assembled for the TV show, and they took it apart. Um, but I think I assembled that 2013 or so, maybe. I know it wasn't 2014 because I was deployed up to upstate New York for work. But
Uh-huh.
um, but yeah, it's just pretty much just putting together the rack, getting all the parts like the Scott Pack bottles,
Mhm.
um, and the lights are near impossible to find. The light bars.
Right.
The one on the front is wider than the one on the back, and those are code threes. And now, if you can find those are gold. Uh,
Really?
yeah, if you
Uh-huh.
find those anywhere in your running arounds, or you
Mhm.
know any uh any of your Marine buddies or anything from old military bases that might have used
Yeah.
those. That
Yeah.
I don't, they, but those are very hard to get now.
That's
Um,
amazing. I think I had one on my zombie mobile.
oh, okay.
That was kind of fun. That here, where's this picture right here?
That, believe it or not, was the new car show in Austin, Texas. Oh man, that was, 2015. Yeah, it was 2015. So it was, I believe, was it before or after the car show? We might have done this before you and I met at the car show.
Uh-huh.
Before we all met. I'm trying to. It might have been after. It's hard for me to remember. I should have looked at the metadata on the
Oh,
pictures.
that's all right. I mean, you're looking at you've got a great shot of the Ectomobile, the DeLorean, Knight Rider, and of course Scooby Doo.
Yep, that's I'm
Mystery
telling you, I'm
Man.
a big Scooby Doo guy. My nickname in high school for a while. Now that's an old picture of me. Thank goodness I've lost about 70 pounds.
You look
Um,
good.
uh, in high school, I was the tall, skinny guy with shaggy hair, so everybody called me
Right.
Shaggy.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, I'm a
Yeah,
huge.
because
huge
you're a year older than I am, so we used to watch all the same things,
oh
and
yeah.
come home from school and put Speed Racer on. I'm gonna show this picture of the Mach 5 because I would love to have, if I had lotto money or something, to buy this guy's Corvette that he turned into the Mach 5.
Oh yeah, those are great. And Russ Martin I think he bought the first one of those in Texas, or at least in Dallas.
Yeah.
I
Did
think
he
because
die? No,
yes, yeah.
he died.
And he also had an Adam West Batmobile. I think it was the first one in DFW too. I
Yeah,
was
that's
actually
right.
I got a call. I can't remember who texted me, but somebody at the radio station, because I was hanging out with all the guys in JD, Dan,
Mhm.
Russ, and all of them at that time. So I get this call going, "Get up to the station now." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I got up there and walked in, and they're like, "Go on in the back." So went in the back and went out the back door, and there was the Adam West Batmobile.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
man! And it was Richard Rawlings. Actually, he opened up that new Gas Monkey Ice House or something up
Mhm,
in Carrollton, or not Carrollton. Where it is up at the Nebraska Furniture Mart area.
mhm, that I
I'm
don't
trying
know.
to remember if there were. I don't know if you get up that way much. I know you're way out in West Fort Worth, where I used to live, up Bagel Mountain,
Yep, yep,
but Lake Country area. Um,
yep.
but the guy that bought the Batmobile from Russ's estate was there, and the thing still looks amazing. The guy's really done a good job of keeping it up.
So
And
was it original from the series or a rebuilt?
no, it's one built on a suburban it's either a pickup or suburban chassis.
Hmm,
There was a guy that used to build them like we do the time machines,
mhm,
except that DC owns Batman, I think. Yeah, DC, I think finally shut him down. They went and cut all his molds up and everything because
What?
it's trademarked. And see, uh, we're an official Universal vendor. So Universal uses us for events, and actually we built uh, right as COVID was kicking in. We couldn't say anything about it for a long time,
Yeah.
but Bob calls me and goes, "Hey, you want to go on a road trip?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." He goes, "Where are we going?" He goes, "Well, we're going to take the bus and the time machine down to Orlando." And I should have sent you a picture of that. I forgot, but I've got pictures of the time machine right after we pushed it into place down at Universal Studios Orlando.
Yeah.
So they retired the screen use car, which you know what it is. It just had some parts from the train wreck car on it. But they retired it and put it in storage, and then we just rolled our car in there, and so that was the first time. And then we uh, sold a car, and it's the one that's in Universal Studio Hollywood.
Oh,
So
you
we have
guys
a
built
car.
that too as well?
We've got both cars now. It's on both coasts.
Wow.
So yeah, and we can talk about that because it's all been they did a show a couple of years ago with Josh Gates,
Mhm.
and it had Christopher Lloyd and all in it, and they finally admitted that the car in Florida was not the original movie car; that it was a reproduction. So yeah,
Really? So for
yeah,
years they couldn't give you any credit for it.
no, but now we can. I mean, Bob talks about on his. He's got a podcast that he does every week, and he also has the Video Bob channel, and I think he has a regular Robert Mosley channel on YouTube and all that. That he and he has a live stream for the Vegas Bob's Prop Shop, so you can
And
watch him work on cars out there.
so are you guys doing dual places? Are they still
Yes,
working over there in
yes,
Duncanville?
yes,
Wow.
yeah. I was just over there Saturday doing some
And
stuff.
and
Cream
this is
puff,
cream puff,
cream puff.
Scarface.
Yeah, I thought about sending you the picture from the trunk because if you remember right, what was in the trunk. But I started thinking, I'm like, man, YouTube and Facebook they're kind of
Oh,
touchy about that. But let's just say that the trunk had a briefcase with money and a
uh-huh.
certain substance and a certain military grade type carry
Yep,
thing that's black, and
yep,
I'm trying not to
yep.
and then a chainsaw with red paint on it.
Oh, yeah.
Everything, all the props from the movie we put in the trunk.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, how would you like get pulled over by the cops? Hey, pop the trunk.
Yeah, you gonna pop the trunk for us? Oh,
This
there it
th
is. That's
this
Paul's
was
car.
cool.
Yeah, that's
This was
Paul in the background. That's his now we didn't build this car.
yeah.
I don't think this was one that I think this is one that he bought, but it was the only I mean, I think this is your picture. Yeah.
Yeah, these are mine
Yeah, but we
from
built quite a few of those too. We have one up on a pole at I think it's a truck stop in Juliet, Illinois, that they stuck
that
up on a
is
pole for advertising. Thing still looks great too. But yeah,
yeah,
that's the now this is a pretty easy car to do. It's mainly a
uh-huh.
paint job and license plate and a push guard.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, that's not bad.
yeah.
He had, Blues Brothers, he had the briefcase, the whole 9 yards. It was cool as hell.
Oh yeah, and he's the lead singer. Him and Justin have the Blues Brothers, the Blues Brothers band here in Dallas.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, and they're actually fully recognized by Dan Aykroyd and Jim Belushi.
Wow.
Like
Cool is that?
they've actually done events with them.
Really? Oh,
So yeah,
wow.
Paul and Justin are great guys. Yeah, old
I have
time
to
friends.
look that up. I took a picture of Bob up in the, there's Bob up
Oh,
in
there it
the
is.
turret of the, Ferret. Yeah, I built that in my garage. People are like, "Hey, where'd you do that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I welded that together in my garage."
Yeah.
Really? No.
Yeah,
No, I'm not that good.
since you know, ever since I met you, I've I've kept up with seeing these things for sale, and I've almost bought one a couple of times.
I got a buddy selling one. Just let
But
me
I'm
know. I'll
like,
hook you up.
I just don't have any room anymore.
Oh,
It's
we got to make that happen. We can fix you up with one right down the street from us in Saginaw. So I guarantee I could do that. Oh, hey, this is a
yeah.
cool
Oh,
picture.
there it is.
So so there is Bob and what's his name?
Kevin Pike from
Kevin
Film
Pike.
Tricks. Yeah,
Yes,
from Film Tricks. Uh,
made the original DeLorean.
yes, yeah, his company built the original ones.
And what? How did he like the reproductions that you guys are making?
Oh, he loves our stuff. He he endorses us. Bob's friends with Bob Gale.
Uh huh.
Um, you know, because of Bob, I got to be friends with Kevin and Claudia Wells that played the original Jennifer.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I was just texting her not too long ago. Um, and yeah, and Bob knows Bob Gale, talks to him every once in a while. But Kevin, he really helped us a lot. He helped direct Bob towards the vendors and things with where they bought the parts. Uh,
Right.
and he didn't, you know, I mean, God, you got to figure even at this time it was 30 when this was done, it was 30 years ago when the movie came out, but they'd filmed it the year before.
Yeah.
So he didn't, you know, he didn't remember a lot of the parts, but he knew where he got them.
Hmm.
So Bob started attacking, you know, I can say it now because everybody knows Apex out in LA, big military surplus dealer out there for electronics and knickknacks.
Oh, is that where he was buying stuff just to put in the DeLorean?
Yes, yeah. Everything was store bought, like everything.
That's
Everything's off
amazing.
the shelf.
So kind of fits more with the crazy scientist who just goes down to home not Home Depot but Radio Shack and
Radio
picks up a
Shack.
bunch of
Yep.
things. Yeah, that's cool.
Yep.
And so now a guy in France produces all of that.
Correct. Yeah. And the funny thing, I remember you were talking in the intro about, yeah, you know, you sit in their car and you sit in the A car that got restored and you can't tell the
Yeah.
difference. There is one difference.
What's that?
Ours, the time circuits actually work. You can actually
Ah.
program the time circuits. The one in the movie used gels. They just would slide a gel in and out to change the dates.
Oh, no way. Oh,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah,
Easy.
they just had a
Yeah.
light behind it and they just changed the gels out.
That's hilarious. Okay.
And it's
And
faster anyway, because you don't want to sit there and have to, you know, while you're filming, because it's thousand
right,
dollars a minute or more. You know, even back then,
right.
probably even more back then. But you know, so they just slid a gel in. Okay, we need to change the date. Turn the camera off. Slide the gel out. Slide the other
Yeah.
one in. Turn the camera on. Light the light. Beep. You know, and then the new date's up.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah.
Now, does the rebuilt DeLoreans have a stereo sound system in it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we
Do they?
put new like the one that we're working on now. I didn't see any pictures of this one because we're literally we got the entire car tore apart. I've it's mechanically we've had to do a lot of work on it. It's 160,000-mile car.
Wow. Somebody,
The
that's
guy that
amazing.
owned it's a pretty famous car. The guy that owned it did a lot of these like Gold Rush and you know those type of things. You know, like the big car rallies.
Hmm.
He do a lot of car rallies, raise money for charity and stuff with it. So he kept it pretty maintained, but he's 80 now.
Yeah.
So, you know, he's kind of where he can't work on stuff,
Yeah.
but it's got some pretty amazing home built. This guy, I'm not too sure, but looking at his work, I know for a fact he was some kind of mechanical engineer,
Uh-huh.
possibly even aviation. I'm wondering because he's in Montana. So I'm almost wondering either that ex military that worked in, you know, a fab shop,
Hmm.
you know, because his work is impeccable.
So did he do a recreation of the time machine or no? Or just working on his DeLorean?
No, it was just a DeLorean,
Okay.
and where Bob bought it from. He actually contacted Bob and said, "Bob, I'm too old for this now. Come get it.
Mm.
So this much
Man, oh
money, come
man.
get it. So Bob bought it and had it trucked. Had it trucked to Vegas because it was, believe it or not, closer to Vegas. Oh yeah, that was a. I sent you that one. I wasn't too sure if you could post that one or not.
Yeah, I
But
put that up
okay,
there.
everybody, those are prop guns, so don't worry. But those are Delta from the Raccoon City that caught me time traveling into their city, and they didn't like it too much. But that's actually a big Comic Con we did down in Monterrey, Mexico in 2010. I can't believe it's
Wow.
15 years ago. Um, the
How was it
funniest,
transporting the time machine through the border and customs and all that?
I go to Mexico a lot, so I don't want to say too much. But let's just say that it was even with the owner of the Comic Con being pretty, well known and powerful,
Hmm.
and him sending his attorney to the border to meet with us. Uh, actually the car was no big deal. My
Right.
truck, no big deal, because the Comic Con paid for the insurance for the trailer, because you have to have separate car insurance in Mexico. So he paid for the insurance for the DeLorean, even though we weren't driving it, the trailer, and my truck. So we had all the stickers on the windshield of my truck.
Uh-huh.
So we drive, but he said, "See, that trailer, I built it. That's a home built trailer, car trailer. So there's no title.
Right.
It's you know how it is in Texas. You don't have to title those."
Yeah.
So he said I just needed my registration. The attorney did. So luckily, the attorney was meeting us anyway, so we could follow him into Monterey from
Hmm.
Nuevo Laredo. So Bob and I get down there. We fill up the truck right there in Laredo, right at the border. And we drive over. Everything's going great. And they're like, okay, yeah, I'll go park over here. And we didn't have it covered going down there. So everybody could see what we had.
Wow.
And we found out later that Back to the Future, i- at least at that time, 15 years ago, was the biggest movie ever in Mexico.
Oh, wow.
And they were still showing. Now, I don't know. I know you probably flown into Monterey, but a lot
Yeah.
of, if people don't know, Monterey is a huge international city. They have Western, what you would call Western water supply. You can drink the water there right out of the tap. They have huge amounts of international corporations based in there,
Yeah.
manufacturing all of this. So it's a huge, just it's like being here, except
Oh, yeah. I loved
everybody
I loved
speaks.
Monterey. Used to go to
Yeah,
Monterey all the time in the
I
2000s. I
love
love
that
that
place. I
place.
got friends down there. Hey Max, probably not watching, but hey Max. Um, but he's one of the Raccoon City guys that was, pointing a gun at me. The But we're down there, and Bob and I are like, man, we want to go do something. He goes, hey, there's a Galleria Mall. So they have a Galleria Mall in Monterey, just like up here, and it's the
Right.
same. It's all high end, Louis Vuitton, all these
Oh.
high end stores. So we go there, and up on the movie is Back to the Future. I'm
Oh,
like,
how
"Oh, look
cool
at
is
that,
that?
Bob." Man, I wish I could have found I think I took a picture of it. I'm like, "Oh, that's cool. They're showing the movie because we're in town because we're such a big deal." And I didn't know how big of a deal we were until the Comic-Con started.
Yeah.
Um, so we go back to the hotel, and the next day I'm talking to the owner of the Comic-Con, and he goes, "Oh, no, no. It's always showing here." He says, That movie has always been in a theater somewhere in Mexico since it came out."
That is amazing. I did not know
Yeah.
that. I'll have to ask my buddy Jose's probably watching. Jose
Oh,
Solamente. Hola, ¿qué pasó? ¿Qué pasa, amigo? Um,
yeah, I love Monterey. Great town.
Monterey was always a lot of fun. Climbed Topeka Mountains up there and
Oh,
took my
nice.
wife down there to the. I didn't take her to the Monterey State Fair. I went with our friends from our honeymoon. That he's a dentist down there, so we went down there and stayed and just love that place. But it's been years since I've been there.
Yeah,
And
me too. I haven't been there since the Comic-Con, and they
I'm
keep
surprised that
almost
guy didn't
$300.
buy. I'm surprised that guy didn't buy the car from you
We
right
tried.
there.
We did try um, because he wanted us to go back a couple of years later, and Bob didn't want to
Uh,
do it. I was like, "Dude, I'll take it down there." He goes, "No, no, I don't want to mess with it." And I'm like,
yeah,
"No."
the cartels kind of they stopped letting us stay downtown just because it got kind of dangerous.
Yeah.
Cartel and some incidents that happened. We ended up staying up by the airport uh,
Oh, okay. Yeah,
on layovers.
do you know where the convention center is in Centermex? Do you know where Centermex is?
Nah, we stayed right downtown by the park, across from the cathedral.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know where that is. There's a
Yeah.
neat little restaurant not too far from where you stay there. Um, the Now when we were there were having some cartel issues,
Hmm.
and
Yeah, that's
every
about right.
once in a while you'd hear gunfire, way off in the background. But
Yeah.
in the
Unfortunately,
yeah,
they were finding bodies in the park and
oh gosh,
things like that, and so it just that's the way it goes. Sometimes we used to go to Leon, Monterey, Guadalajara. We still go down to Leon and Guadalajara, but Monterey, not so much.
yeah, yeah. Guad, I
But
got
that's
a friend
cool.
from there. It's a great little place. I go to Cabo a lot. I got a lot of friends in Cabo.
Yeah, Cabo's very
So
nice.
yeah,
So
the
you're internationally known now for the car. I'm surprised some Saudi guy hasn't bought one, flown it over to Saudi Arabia.
well, I'm amazed too because we have cars in Australia, we have cars in France, we have cars, we have fans in New Zealand, we have fans everywhere, like all over the
Right.
world, like you were saying. The Man, I'm trying to remember, Taco. Maybe Spain. I think we might have a car in Spain. Oh,
Really?
we do have a car in Thailand at a hotel.
Thailand of all places. Where in Thailand?
In, I believe, Bangkok. I believe it's in a hotel. A guy bought it to display in his hotel,
Yeah.
so it doesn't get driven or anything. And that was,
Oh,
wow, that
wow.
was car like 6 or 7.
How many have you guys built?
The one we're working on now, we think I think is 51.
51 vehicles. That's awesome.
Yeah, I believe we built more than anybody else, but
Just
we got people
doing
creeping
doing
up on
something you
us.
love.
Um, but the wild thing is down in Monterey, going back to the actual car.
Uh-huh.
So the first day we're there, and we had an interpreter there, a girl that was part Russian and part Mexican, which it's Monterey. There's people,
Yeah.
like I said, from all over the world there, and fun girl. Still got her on my Facebook. Talk to her every once in a while. She goes, "Be ready," and I'm like, "What do you mean?" She goes, "Be ready." She goes, "Go walk up to the front and look out." And we were all the way, the building, like a rectangular building.
Yeah.
Entry was here. We were all the way back by the loading dock. Of course so we were real close to the loading dock because they didn't want us driving the car very far. So huge building, probably a football field from the door to where we were at.
Yeah.
And I had a picture there, but I'm just not too sure what to give you to show because it had people in it.
Yeah, that's
Um,
fine. Fine.
yeah, and
So the line to get in was stretched all the way around?
oh yeah, it went up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and then back, and then they curled through things to get to the car. I
Wow.
believe by the end of the 3 days, like 75,000 people saw the car, some
That's so
crazy
cool.
thing like that.
Yeah.
And the owner of the Comic Con, it was free to take pictures
Uh-huh.
because he included that in the price of the tickets and just thought it was a great idea. So he just, so everybody could do it. And the funny thing is, one of the voice actors from, like, some, what do they call them, anime,
Yeah.
was like the next
Anime.
booth over. After the first day, we're we take little breaks. Bob would take off, I'd take off, and the
Yeah.
Mexican Mr. Burns was there. Really nice guy. So I went and hung out with him, and I guess the guy from the anime booth didn't know who I was, and he comes over and he's like, "Man, I wish they wouldn't have brought that car here." Because his line was really short and ours literally went all the way out the front door and wrapped around. Um, uh,
Yeah.
but now that was a but that there's a lot of funny stories from that trip. I'll just run through really fast. So Bob's off running. Oh, they had a vampire convention. So they had right across in in the room across from us.
Uh-huh.
So Bob is a big goth guy.
Right.
He's goth, and he went over there to hang out.
Right.
Met, met and talked to one of the big stars from Twilight was there. So he talked to him, and I can't remember if he ever came over and looked at the car or not.
Uh-huh.
But while he was gone, Telemundo showed up to do an interview,
Uh-huh.
and I'm sitting there like, well, Bob's not here, and they go, "Well, we'll interview you." So they interview me, and I guess what I said didn't translate correctly
Right.
because I said we produce the cars because I was trying to think of words in Spanish that might be easier for them to translate. So I was like, yeah, we produce the cars in Duncanville in our shop, and we sell them all over the world. So I never saw. I'd love to find the news report. I never have been able to find it. So they did this like 10-minute interview with me. Went through everything,
Mhm.
showed them the car, and uh, Bob comes back after they're gone. Hey man, you missed it. The Telemundo was here and they interviewed me.
Oh.
And he goes, "What?" He got all mad. So
Hey, shouldn't have been off dicking around.
yeah, that's what I said. Hey man, you decided to take off at the wrong time.
Yeah.
So the next day, the crowd was bigger, bigger.
Because they saw the interview on
Yeah.
Telemundo.
And we're like, wow, man, this is crazy. Because it was only half a day Friday. Because you know how these Comic Con, how I don't know if you've
Yeah.
ever been. Comic Con's
Yep.
usually half a day Friday and all day Saturday and Sunday.
Yep.
So, oh, excuse
Taking
me.
the ferret to 2.
I had to get a drink of water. It's just water.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, so the next day, it was insane. It was the day I told you that the lines just went just
Mhm.
crazy. And I was we were selling merch too, just, stuff that we make from the movie. And we sold out of the clock tower flyers, that
Yeah.
old lady in
Yeah,
the
the
square had, the blue ones.
save the tower, yeah.
Yeah. And I got a really cool one, and I can't show you the back of it because it's got Claudia Wells' real number on it.
Uh,
She actually wrote because she was like, "You have something?" I'm like, "Ah." She goes, "Man," and I didn't have my phone with me, I guess. And she goes, "Here." And she just flipped it over and she turned around so nobody could see it. And she folded it up and handed it to me. Goes, "There's my email address and my real number."
oh, that's hilarious.
But
That's awesome.
we were selling those, but suddenly everybody in line wanted me to autograph it, and I was like, "What?" Because the girl, our translator, Coco, she was like, "They want you to autograph that."
Because you were on that Telemundo interview.
Yeah, and I
They
thought
didn't
that
know who Bob was.
yeah, and I was like, "Okay, so I guess because I got interviewed."
Yeah.
So, of course, Bob, love Bob to death, but he likes to be the center of attention.
Yeah.
I do too. I think that's why we're such good friends because our egos collide so much that it just kind of equals out. The gravitational pull just keeps us right there.
Well, was
Um,
he there to sign autographed as well?
oh, he was there, but nobody wanted his autograph. So, so
They want
about
Chris the Gringo.
yeah. So,
Uh,
and he had to like go to Kinko's a couple of times to get more of those printed
yeah.
because we were selling the crud out of them. And
That's
And of course, he
hilarious.
wasn't complaining about that because everybody's buying it for me to sign them. And I'm like, why does everybody? I thought, well, they saw me on TV.
That's
So
hilarious.
one of the guys comes up and starts talking to me in Spanish. And Coco's like, oh, now I know what's going on. And she looked at me and she goes, they think you produced the movie. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I'll move on from that story because it gets even better.
Uh-huh.
So, I was younger by, what, good Lord, 15 years.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I was 45-ish, probably 45 because I was 44 because it wasn't my birthday yet. No, I was 45. So, and I, of course, you could tell by some of the pictures, I was pretty heavy then. I think I was only about 250 then or something. I hadn't gotten as big as I did, but so Bob takes off again that day to take a break. Guess who shows up?
Who?
TV Azteca.
Oh, did you
They
call him on the
interviewed.
phone and go, "Hey," oh, well, you probably couldn't 'cause,
No, no.
reception.
Yeah, there was no way to call the building. Just there was no way to get out. Um, so TV Azteca interviewed me.
Uh-huh.
Now this time, I made sure of everything I said.
And my friend Bob is here, and he's the
Yeah,
guy.
and we both build these cars with another friend of ours at our shop, blah blah blah. And it's Bob's prop shop, and we're on the internet, we're on Facebook, and we're on MySpace, and
That's
it's
funny.
like, for
MySpace,
all you youngins out there, MySpace was the precursor to Facebook.
Facebook. That
So
is so funny.
the next day, crowds are crazy again. Of course, the guy that owned the Comic Con was like, "Oh my god, dude, we've been record ticket sales."
That's so cool.
And people want him autograph again. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I started signing stuff, and a guy looks at me and goes, "Beef, beef," and I'm not kidding. That's exactly. He goes, "Beef, beef." I'm like, "Beef, beef, Biff." Yeah, see, Biff, Biff.
They thought you were Biff?
Yes, they thought I was Thomas F. Wilson. I was
Oh,
like,
god, that's funny.
no, 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 Senor. I'm not Thomas F. Wilson. I'm not Biff. He goes, "Oh, well, on TV, they said you were beef." I'm
Oh.
like, "Oh my gosh." So Tom, sorry about that, but I did smile a lot and I signed my own name to all the autographs.
Have you ever met, Tom?
No, I haven't got to meet him. The only person I've got to meet is Claudia. That's the only person I've
Yeah.
ever got to meet. Now, the Fan Expo was a couple of weeks ago here in Dallas,
Yeah, that's a pretty
and
big Comic Con
yeah,
down
they had the
there. You
entire
guys take
cast.
anything there?
No, no, they already had a guy and we don't have a time machine here, not one built. We don't have
Mm,
a finished one. So, but they had a guy that had a car there. But oh man, I'm trying to remember. I just couldn't go. There was
yeah,
stuff going on. I just couldn't make it.
yeah.
Can't remember what was going on. It's hard for me to remember 2 days ago. But I was texting Claudia, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, it's like I didn't finish signing autographs till 10:30."
Jeez.
And they had the entire cast: Goldie, Thomas F. Wilson. They
Yeah.
even had the guy, the band leader from the
Oh,
band.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Had,
yeah, yeah.
they had him.
It's your cousin.
Yeah, it's your cousin. And they had Michael J. Fox.
Oh, wow.
They had Christopher Lloyd. They had everybody
Yeah.
except for the production. I don't think they had any of the production team, but they had all the main actors. Of course,
Wow.
Claudia.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I kind of wish I could have went because I know Claudia would have introduced me to everybody, and I have helped raise money for the Michael J. Fox Foundation.
The ALS.
Um,
Has he
yeah,
got ALS?
for no,
Parkinson's.
for
Parkinson's.
Parkinson's,
Right. Yeah.
and it was weird because I should have. I thought, did I send you the picture with the Team Fox on the side of the car? I
No.
don't think I did, but we did an event for them at the ballpark back when it was the old ballpark.
Uh-huh.
Not the old, but the middle ballpark, the big red one. Yeah, I don't think I sent it. But Bob calls me, goes, "Hey man, I need you to go up to the ballpark. Jack's got to take off. One of the other guys that works at the shop off and on. Um, so I went up there with my then girlfriend, and we hung out. We got to go into the game and hang out in the little restaurant VIP area and all that. So it was
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that
Um,
makes it worthwhile.
but I had no idea then that my brother would end up getting Parkinson's, and he's working actively with the Team Fox, with the Michael J. Fox Foundation.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
So yeah,
Damn.
he's getting a lot better, and he's found some other treatments and stuff. But it's kind of cool how that kind of came full circle, that that we help out, and
Yeah,
Bob's auctioned things off and donated part of the money to Michael J. Fox and
that's
things like
awesome.
that. And then suddenly, it hits close to home to my family. They still want me to do a DNA thing where they run a DNA panel to
Mhm.
see if it's something genetic or anything like that that might pop up in my DNA. So I need to really get a hold of them and do that. They send me letters every once in
Oh,
a
yeah, you should, you should. I mean,
while.
be worth it.
Yeah. Yep.
Worth it to know. I mean, are you, I don't know, expecting anything? Is there treatment or anything that they can do, drugs
Well,
to start early to
it's
combat it?
yeah. He's had it for a while now, and it was getting really bad. But they had him on some really good drugs, and there is, I don't know if it's experimental or not, but there's a laser treatment where they actually shoot a laser into your head, and it targets certain parts of the brain, and it's supposed to stop the tremors, or stop or slow them down considerably.
Really? I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
So,
That and cancer, two things that we deal with daily with our friends, and
yeah.
you just never know what a
Oh
horrible thing
no.
to have to deal with. I'm sorry
And
your
it's
family's going through that.
yeah, I mean, it's tough to watch him because he was the big brother. He is the big brother, and he's always been the. Of course, when I got bigger than him, though, but he was always the guy I look up to, and he was always
Yeah,
athletic and everything. We both were in athletics and all, and all that. But
we
yeah, get back to the fun stuff. Um, I noticed that you. Hey, Jason.
it's freaking awesome. My absolute favorite trilogy. I'd love to drive one just once. Well, maybe Jason, I can get you hooked up with Chris, and you can go over and work at the shop, and maybe get to take it down the street.
Hey, you never know. There's very few of us that get to actually drive them. Bob drives them, and I drive them, and it's the other guys are just they're like, I don't want to take a $170,000 car out on the street.
Oh
And we
God, yeah.
we actually got one now. Dang it, I should have sent you those pictures, Taco. Uh, Now we're having to buy junk cars,
Uh-huh.
literal junk cars that are falling apart. Bob found of course, it's a well-known company. The car that we're doing now has a chassis under it from them the guy bought years ago. But there's a company in Ohio that they pull the chassis out from under them, and they build stainless steel chassis. So what they do is they take the
I didn't know that.
chassis that they took out, they clean it up, they clean up the motor, they clean everything up, they put all new everything on the chassis. It's just a
Mhm,
wishbone type, or not a wishbone, monocoque. It's like a Lotus.
mhm.
It's got the engine mount, it's got a tube, and it's got the front for the suspension, and that's it. That's the only thing that holds this whole car up is a tube down the center. And John Z. DeLorean did a great job designing the structure of the car and all. It's just electrical. It's horrible. And the motor, they should have put a small, like a little Cosworth V8 or something in it.
Mhm.
That's what they should have done. And they made they had little I think 3.5 liter Cosworths back then that were great little motors. But the car that we're going to put that under, this chassis is amazing. It's got headers on it, stainless steel exhaust.
Really?
Everything's brand new. Everything.
Wow.
I'll text you the picture after, so you can look at it. But that car is going to be our piece de la resistance. That's going to probably be our last car. That'll be 50, probably car 54 or 5. That'll probably be our final car.
You're kidding. And what are you gonna branch off into after that?
Nothing. Well, Bob will still build stuff out there. We're going to totally shut the shop down here. That's no secret either. That's why I don't have any trouble talking about it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's
All
been
right.
announcing it for quite a while. Yeah, we're in the process of uh, getting the building cleaned up and painted. And Omar and I spent part of the winter painting the building and all.
So what is he going to make out in Vegas?
He's going to still do, like, every once in a while he'll do a time machine. Now this is our last Knight Rider. We're never going to build one again.
Oh, the one that I advertised on Facebook?
Yeah, yeah,
Ah,
that's it. They're just not, profit wise. There's not a lot of money in those for us.
yeah,
We make more money off the time machine just because of the wow factor and
yeah.
everything. Everybody wants a time machine. Um, Everybody likes the Knight Rider, but they'd rather have a time machine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I agree. I think Time Machine would be pretty damn cool.
And we
A lot of
sold the
memories.
Yeah, we sold the 59 millimeter that we had. That was the exact car from Back to Back. No, sorry, Back to. I'm such a big Back to. My dad was a huge Back to the Future fan too. That was,
Uh-huh.
I believe, that was the last movie he and I and Mom ever went to see back in '89. It was around Christmas, is when
Hmm.
the second one came out,
Yeah.
and then he passed the next January. But that next January, but
Mhm.
so, Back to the Future's like just always been a huge movie in our family. But the a guy in Vegas bought the 59 millimeter, and he's going to turn it into the Ecto One. We sold him all the parts, all the rare stuff we had for it. That's the exact stuff that was in the movie. So he has all of that, and he's going to build it up
I
out
remember you
there.
guys had an extra car with a tarp on it or something over by the RV,
Right.
or
And
is over
this
on the side
that
of the
we
building?
still have that one. It's a 60 model. And it looks like somebody may be buying that one because we're just, we're not a restoration shop, and
Yeah,
I'm I'll be 61 this year, and I'm just getting a little too. It's just getting too hard on the old body.
I hear
you
you,
know,
brother.
it's I hate it because I love working on cars and stuff, but it's I think it's going to be more desk time for me than wrenching.
Now, did the studio contact you guys to get your car for the remake that they made, or did they do their own
Oh,
of the
for
Ghostbusters?
oh
Yeah.
the well, that's an interesting story. Jason Reitman tried to buy the 59 from Bob to put for the movie. I,
Really?
I
Yeah.
guess I guess I can say that. Well, I did. Um, but the so Bob had a couple of just simple little caveats. He just wanted, I think he wanted a little screen time, and he wanted uh, a credit, just like a
Right.
little credit. But Jason wouldn't do it, and he's known Jason. Bob was in the cruddy one with all the women in it that didn't do very good.
Which movie?
Ghostbusters, the one where they had the
Oh, with the
the
three
square body.
gals. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
the one that did horrible. But he
Yeah.
was in that one in the concert scene, and
I never
I don't.
actually watched it, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I've only seen little bits and pieces that Bob posts, the little clips what he's in. Um, but the but yeah, so he contacted Bob, and then we didn't even. I don't think he even said that we wanted to build it. Oh, I remember now. Bob wanted to be involved in the build.
Uh-huh.
He didn't want to build it here because he knew that they build cars in a certain location in L.A. or New York. Can't remember what they. I don't think they even filmed that. Yeah, they did film it in New York, but Jason's like, no, 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 we have our own people for that. So Bob was like, nope, not going to sell it, and he offered
Uh,
pretty good money for it. But
oh,
yeah, but yeah, we're the projects like that are full restorations, and uh, we're just having to get away from that now. We are fixing to do that to the next, let me see, three time machines are
yeah.
going to be pretty extensive, including the one, I think it's even the one I'm working on now has been, we're getting close on this one. We're starting to get it's hard to get parts too. So if you buy a DeLorean, just remember it's hard to get parts, at
Well,
least
isn't there
quickly.
a company that actually has the
In Houston,
machinery that
yeah,
they're going to make new
DeLorean,
ones, right?
yeah, they bought the name and all. It's out of Houston. but they're, um, let's just say, I'll just say it the nice way, they're backed up.
Uh,
And there's a company in England that Bob contacted that literally got us the stuff in 3 days from England. Got
wow.
everything we needed in 3 days.
That's
So,
amazing that
you
those
know,
guys can't do that down there.
no,
Wow.
apparently not. And
Yeah,
because we're
that's
still
a
waiting
bummer.
on stuff from them. So,
Well,
um,
listen, Chris, I've kept you on here for over an hour,
oh,
and it has gone by. It felt like 15 minutes.
yeah, it has.
And I was going to ask if anybody had any questions, but we're about an hour and 11 minutes. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for coming on because same age, 60, born 65, you're 64.
Yep.
Um,
Very
we
close to
grew
the end of 64, October.
October 64, I'm
Yeah.
November of 65. So, growing up, you and I sat 3 TV channels. We never had cable, and we watched all those shows, like I always loved the General Lee, the Dukes of Hazzard, loved the
Oh,
General
yeah.
Lee, loved the jumps. The Knight Rider was always kind of cool. Airwolf, I
Yep.
always wanted one of those 222s or whatever they were.
Oh, yeah.
Um, that would be badass. Of course, a Viper for my friends down in Australia that built
Oh,
these
yeah.
hand scratch built Vipers. Incredible work. I mean, the interior, everything lights up the whole 9 yards.
Oh, that's cool.
I have a real love and affection for everybody that does that kind of cool stuff,
Yeah.
and you know,
Hardcastle and McCormick.
yeah,
They
Hardcastle
had the
McCormick.
little Coyote kit car. I mean, it was kind of rudimentary little kit car, but that was just a fun show. The
Yeah.
judge and the felon, and I was a big Brian Keith fan, so,
Oh yeah.
um,
Uh, Fall
yeah.
Guy. He had the
A
big
Fall Guy, yeah.
Bronco
Fall Guy
or
pickup.
the big pickup truck.
It
I
was
don't
a
even remember
square
what he had.
body, short bed. Oh, no, wait, I heard it might have been a long bed, Jack, a guy at the shop will know, but I think it was a long bed, square body, four-wheel drive, single cab.
Well, those cars shaped us. The show shaped us. We loved it.
Yeah.
If you guys are watching this and you get a chance, go down in the comments and tell us what was your favorite '80s TV car. What were you if you had some, playing around money, you won the lotto tomorrow, or you're a pilot and you got a big bonus. What would you buy? What car? Magnum PI? Oh yeah,
Oh,
that GT,
oh, yeah,
that Ferrari 308. Yeah,
308, yeah.
yeah, that would have been
They
another one as well.
they're very glitchy cars, but once you fix the electrical in them, they're great.
Yeah.
They're really good.
Well, my friend had a Ferrari in his hangar, and I looked at the muffler system for that Ferrari, and it was piece and piece and piece, and I'm like, "You've got
Oh,
to
yeah.
be kidding me." Oh, yeah, and it was a horrible deal. So, although it looked great, I doubt you'd be able to drive it daily like Magnum did, but still, very cool car,
Oh, yeah, it
you
was a
know,
great little actually, the 308s were mass produced, so they were pretty, um
pretty
at the
reliable.
time, they were more of a daily driver Ferrari. That was the first mass-produced Ferrari.
I did not know that.
Yeah, the one that they
I know
built.
they toasted a lot of them for the TV show,
Yeah,
but, God, that's a
yeah.
lot of money. Well, listen, brother, anything else you wanna pass on before we sign off?
Oh, man, I think that's about it. Um,
Alright. Now I just gotta get you over here to, the Fort Worth side of life and come hang out and check out some of the stuff that we're building.
oh, yeah, I
We
need to. Yep,
so we
definitely
we built 2 Hummers that have remote control turrets with a 50 up in it and a fake Hellfire missile, lighting all the way around it, IR lighting, so, I've driven around the neighborhood with my MVGs on.
Oh my
Uh,
gosh.
yeah, man, it's so much fun. We're gonna sell those, soon, and we have, no kidding, government special forces, Hummers, they call them GMV, ground mobility vehicles,
Yeah.
with 50s that we're gonna put on the front, on the turret, and, yeah, those things are gonna be badass. Those are in the works now, so
Have
stand
you
by,
thought
baby.
about, contacting, uh you thought about contacting, oh, shoot, Yellowstone.
Oh, no, Landman and Linus.
Yeah, all the Linus,
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
they
yeah.
filmed that here. I actually put in for because I'm a retired EMT firefighter too.
Oh, I
Uh,
didn't know that.
yeah, I was Boeing trained me when I was on their ERT and hazmat, hangar rescue, confined space, incident command. I did all that stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that was way back before hazmat was a thing. I was
Okay.
one of the early hazmat technicians in Texas. That was 91, like February 91.
Yeah, geez, that's I
Yeah.
remember, yeah, back in the squadron, we had to go through hazmat training in the safety office, go to a school down in Little Creek. Yeah, or
Oh, okay.
Norfolk.
Yeah, the A&M was the big one, the big fire school. They were going to
Mhm.
send us down there one summer for the fire school, but they logistically Boeing we were so busy that they just couldn't let 15 of us go. And I was
Well,
the second shift incident commander, so
well,
uh,
I do. My buddy works on small movies all the time, and I called him up and I said, "Do you know anybody? How would I do this?" And he goes, "Oh, dude, um, oh no, actually, this wasn't my ex-brother-in-law. This was Freddie Joe Farnsworth, a Marine who works in Hollywood." And I called
oh,
him
that
up and
name
I
sounds
said,
familiar. Yeah.
I interviewed him on the podcast. Funny as
Oh,
hell.
okay. That's probably how I know the name.
Funny, funny dude. So Freddie Joe goes, "Well, go to IMDb and look up Car Guy or something like that." And I did, and there it was on Landman, or not Landman, but Linus, and there were like four dudes, and one of them had a very unique name, and I looked him up and tracked him down, and we're corresponding. He's actually here filming Landman, so we're trying to work out a time to get together to possibly. We used the Hummers in a sci-fi movie. I can I can't say the name,
Yeah.
but we did a movie about maybe a month ago,
Oh, cool.
and it was just a 1 day shot, all day deal. But yeah, very very small production, but it was cool, and a lot of as I told the kids, a lot of waiting around. Back to Mark One, okay, now we need you to do this. It's like,
Yeah.
oh,
Hurry up and wait. Reset.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Back to
Reset.
reset
Hey, we're
one.
changing the lenses. We got
Yeah.
to do this. Okay, adjust the lighting. Okay, hey, special effects. Get the creature just killed this guy. So
Then the production still person got to come around, take pictures of everything, and
yeah.
for continuity. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It was interesting. It was fun. So we're trying to get into more of that and having military vehicles for these events. So
Yeah, that's a good
kind
idea.
of
Yeah, and
cool.
just when you started mentioning, I was like, "Oh man, yeah, Lioness, that'd be great." I was trying to remember the producer.
He told
Uh,
me that they ship 15 Hummers from Tennessee. And I go, 15 Hummers, man. I've got 14 total right in our neighborhood.
yeah,
We could provide all sorts of vehicles and
yeah,
have
they could have
weapons on them.
saved
And
$10,000 in shipping costs
yeah, exactly.
because
Yeah, be
that's
local. That's what I'd like to get
yeah,
into since they're moving more movie production stuff down here.
yeah.
So
Oh,
maybe when I retire from my main purpose job, I'll be an extra and deliver vehicles out there and sit on
oh, there
set
you
all
go.
day. That's it.
All
Well,
right,
listen,
bro.
Chris, I'm gonna drop you off and say goodbye, but hang on for 1 minute, all right?
All right, no problem, sir.
I can't thank you enough, man. And if anybody has any comments, questions, or whatever, throw them down in the comment section. Chris is subscribed. He'll get an alert. He'll be able to check that out and see it. He's also on Facebook with me, so he'll see any comments that you guys put out there. You guys take care and adios, hasta luego. You guys, we'll see you next Tuesday, I hope.
Have a good one.
All
Thanks
right.
for watching.
Hey, yeah, hang on, Chris. Thanks so
All
much.
righty.
Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us. If you like it, subscribe, share it, tell your friends all about it. If you're looking for a really cool car and you got some money hanging around, you want to have fun, show up at Cars and Coffees. You heard Chris. They're making the very last one, number 54 or 55. So Bob's Prop Shop. You can look that up on Facebook or on the interweb and check that out. Let's see what I'm going to do to say goodbye. I think I'm going to go with this one. You guys, adios, hasta luego, auf Wiedersehen, tschüss, sheshini, au revoir, domo arigato gozaimasu, tando shinde kudasai, ciao, rivedici, tashikor, assalamu alaikum, mahala, do vidjenia, das vidanya, blind al mushi. Anyway, take care.